Welcome to this tutorial where we will discuss the program mode. We will provide a quick overview of how to navigate and use the program mode. Every new project you create will initially direct you to the design mode. However, you can easily switch to the program mode to start creating your program. The program mode features columns that are essential to fill out when creating your spaces. You can begin by entering your space labels as well as the areas and room count. To better categorize your spaces, you can also add departments and assign a department color. Another method to create a program is by copying and pasting your data from an Excel sheet. For instance, we have this Excel sheet filled with space data. Simply copy and paste this information into the program and you'll see the spaces being added automatically. Lastly, you have the option to import your CSV file using the import option available. These are the three methods you can use to create your program. Once your data is added to your program, you will see these spaces also being created in the design mode. The program mode and design mode work in tandem. You can easily edit the data directly here. For example, if you want to change the space areas or a count, you can do so directly within this mode. You'll see the area update accordingly. Let's explore other parameters within this program mode. Click on the Snaptrude ribbon and then on the Toggle Detail and Compact option. Upon doing so, you will see all other parameters associated with the spaces. This includes all your room targets that you have previously set, the stories where rooms or spaces will belong, as well as the height, width, length, and the ratio of length to width can all be adjusted right here in the program mode. You can compare your targets with your achieved data to see the area difference as your project evolves over time. You can also define efficiency by entering an efficiency value and adding any custom calculations you require. For instance, whether it's an occupancy factor, occupancy load, cost per square foot, all these columns can be adjusted and defined. You can also add any other custom columns. For example, if you want calculations for your spaces based on some regional standards or norms, you can start entering those calculations directly into these custom columns and associating them with the areas or space counts right here in your program mode. Let's delve deeper into some of these columns. When we initially entered the value of the targets before creating a program, it was in a collapsed state. This state can also be collapsed if you press this plus button. This will define your targets as soon as you enter them, converting them into target areas and rule counts. Any changes made to the spaces within the canvas, for example, adjusting the width of a particular space, will be directly reflected in your program mode under the Achieved Areas column. If a space is deleted, the same will be reflected in your Achieved Areas column. Moreover, if you change the height of a particular space, for example, we change this to 6,000, you will see the same being reflected in the design canvas as well. Similarly, you can adjust the width and length as required. Note that changes in the width will be done in a way that maintains the area you have set. For example, if we change this to 2,500, you will see the length adjusts accordingly as per the area that you have set. On the other hand, adjusting the length will not change the width, but change the area. This is the difference between adjusting the width and length of a particular space. You can also adjust the ratios here to change the area that has been set. The length and the width will adjust according to the ratio you define here. In a similar manner, you can adjust the stories on which these spaces belong. Let's examine how alterations to the story of a specific space are reflected on the design canvas. We have modified the story for one of the spaces here, changing it to Story 2. This change is evident as the selected space has now moved to Story 2. Another useful tip you can utilize is adjusting the area of a specific space. For instance, if you alter this particular space area to 1,500, you'll notice the change is reflected on your canvas here. If you desire to define more spaces with this area, simply modify the count of that space for that specific area, rather than the overall count. As you can see, 3 additional spaces within this updated area are created, and these changes are also reflected on the canvas here. By following these steps, you can continue to edit and work on your spaces within the program mode, which changes accurately reflected in the design mode.